All right, if you've been following along in this 30-part series on my book, Blue Collar Leadership and Culture, the 5 components for building high-performance teams, then you know today we're at the halfway point. We're on part 15 of 30. Chapter 15 is also the beginning of the section on buy-in. Remember I talked to you about that already? Chapter 6 introduced the transformation equation. The second component in the equation was buy-in. So we're going to start. I'm going to start sharing a few chapters now in the book and with you on this short video series about buy-in. So chapter 15 is eliminating resistance. Because remember this, without buy-in, there will be resistance. It's common sense. You can validate it yourself. Whenever you've had lack of buy-in as a leader or as an individual, it doesn't matter. When people are not buying into your idea, there's resistance. And if you're the leader and you're trying to lead change or implement improvements or those type things, new ideas, without buy-in, there's going to be a lot of frustration. And remember, without leadership development, there is frustration. Without buy-in, there is resistance. And I'm basing this on the opening quote right here from John C. Maxwell. John says, people buy into the leader first, then the leader's vision. So what we want to do here, the reason I say eliminate resistance, that's the title of chapter 15, but you start eliminating resistance when you start working on leadership development. Because you start building relationships. People get bought in. You start aligning people behind a set of values. And that's the reason. That's why buy-in is between leadership development, then there's buy-in, and then there's unifying purpose, which is kind of the vision. Because people buy into the leader before they buy into the leader's vision. And the buy-in's in the center. So that's what you're trying to gain, especially relative to culture development. You can't ask people to do something that you're not going to do. So you got to start learning all these leadership principles. You've got to start improving your character. You've got to start expecting people on your team to get in alignment with these values that you're learning and that you're beginning to teach your team. And as you do, you're going to develop a team where buy-in is increased. So you reduce resistance. Life gets better as a leader when there's less resistance. Instead of people whining, they start shining. And when people are shining, your culture's heading in the right direction. If people are whining, you got a lot of work left to do. Talk to you next time.